Welcome to Camp Randall, Madison, Wisconsin, on a Saturday night. The University of Wisconsin Marching Band, one of the finest marching bands in the country, under legendary director Professor Michael LeCrone in his 43rd year, performing one of the most popular college fight songs in the land, On Wisconsin. What a great scene here in Madtown, USA. The Wisconsin Badgers have been waiting all week for redemption after losing by 3 points last week at Oregon State. Tonight, Utah State is in town. They are 2-0 for the first time since 1997. Hi, everyone. Matt Devlin. Certainly glad to have you along. In talking to Brett Bielema about letting go his offensive line coach, Mike Markuson, after that 3-point loss in Corvallis, Oregon, he told us the kids just didn't believe in the approach. He wants to control the line of scrimmage tonight against Utah State. For Utah State, they're coming off of a magnificent win at home in Logan, Utah against the Utah Utes in overtime, 27-20. Should be a great one tonight. Time to bring in my broadcast partner, Coach Glenn Mason. And Coach, you get the sense that the Badgers want to make a statement tonight in their run game.
A statement and a sense of urgency. Let's face it, that Wisconsin team the last 2 weeks isn't what we're used to. I'm going to tell you what everybody here, Wisconsin faithful, want to see. They want to see that big offensive line. And I checked them out in warm-up. Those guys got their game face on. They want to see him knock him off the ball, and they want to see number 28 Monte Ball run wild like he did a year ago.
All right, certainly they want to see that Heisman candidate run the ball wild tonight here in Madison, Wisconsin. All right, time now to check out the Delta Faucet keys to victory.
Well, first and foremost, all eyes are on that offensive line. Control that line of scrimmage. Defined by Wisconsin as knocking them 3 yards off the ball. Number 2, Danny O'Brien, the quarterback, the transfer from Maryland. He's got to play better. A week ago, he had some misreads. He didn't step up in the pocket when he was under duress. For Utah State, it's about the quarterback, Chucky Keaton. This guy is a playmaker deluxe. He's got to make plays tonight if they want to be successful. And that Utah State defense, get ready, fellas. You got to contain the run because you're going to see the run, and the run again.
A week ago, Wisconsin had just 35 yards rushing, the fewest since 2007. For Chucky Keaton, a dynamic sophomore quarterback. It's the Badgers and Aggies next. Here come the Wisconsin Badgers. The Wisconsin Badgers win the toss. They will receive. Brett Bielema in his 7th season at the helm of Wisconsin. The comforts of home, 40-3. And those 3 losses at home to 3 ranked teams, he has been outstanding. All right, time now for tonight's sideline report, which is brought to you by Best Buy. We send it down to Jay Wilson. Jay?
Hi, Matt. Well, at the start of the week, not many people outside of the Wisconsin football program knew who Bart Miller was because he started the week as a graduate assistant. But when Mike Markuson was fired, Miller, who's 27 years old, became the interim offensive line coach for the Badgers. He was an offensive lineman at New Mexico, worked in the front office for the NHL Chicago Blackhawks before coming back to football as a GA at New Mexico State, then here at Wisconsin. Brett Bielema tells us he could feel the dynamics around the offensive line change almost immediately after Miller was promoted. And I asked Miller what did he wanted to accomplish tonight. He said simply, I want to run the football. Matt, back to you.
All right, the other thing that stands out, he is a protege of Bob Bostad, a very successful offensive line coach for Wisconsin, who is now the offensive line coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jaron Bentrude, the kickoff, and Melvin Gordon. And right now, they are waiting for a squirrel. See, everybody wants to run tonight. The squirrel is off of the field here at Camp Randall Stadium. And we are set for Saturday Night Football from Madison, Wisconsin. Bentrude. Gordon brings it out. Gordon takes a hit, and he is dropped at the 16-yard line. Danny O'Brien, in talking to the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, Matt Canada, he said he has to be better. We need him to be better. And a week ago at Oregon State, he misread a lot.
He misread a lot of plays. And the other thing that he did was he didn't step up in the pocket. It was hard for them to protect him.
And a handoff to Melvin Gordon. Flags are down.
Ball start, offense, number 79, 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
Ryan Groy, the left guard, just 5 total penalties, 7 fewest in the nation for this Wisconsin Badger football team. Not the way they wanted to start. Can't find your school's game? Go to btn.com/game finder right now to see where you can find your game. Badgers backed up now. 1st and 15. Handoff. Monte Ball. Ball surging forward. And back to the original line of scrimmage as Kyler Fackrell comes in and makes the stop. You look at this unit that allowed 3 sacks last week. Wagner, Groy, Frederick on that left side and in the middle. It's going to be so important for them to play well tonight. And Monte Ball, a week ago, you look at his numbers, just 61 yards on the ground. Straight ahead. Right behind Travis Frederick. And this is exactly what the Wisconsin Badgers want to do, a pickup of 4. Connor Williams out of Canada, Ontario. One of 46 Canadians playing in the FBS. You look at the linebacking core led by number 55, Boje Filimoyatu. Had a career-high 12 tackles against Utah. And McCade Brady, he is the leader of this secondary for Dave Veranda, the defensive coordinator. O'Brien in trouble. And O'Brien tracked down by Zach Vigil. And Vigil, the sophomore from Clearfield, Utah, comes in. And the offensive line right now, a spotlight is on him, Coach.
Well, this is the mainstay of Utah State is they play that 3-4 defense. They like to give the illusion, the deception of blitzes all over the place to confuse the offensive line. It worked there. Danny O'Brien, as you saw, he rolled out deep. Brett Bielema was specific when he says, that's not what we do here. We don't try to escape that way. Step up, throw the ball away.
Drew Meyer, the kicker And Cameron Webb brings it beyond the 40-yard line. 53-yard punt and a 16-yard return.
Drew Meyer, the punter, has been a pleasant surprise for the Wisconsin Badgers. He came here as a walk-on, and right now they're 26th in next punting in the country. They're very pleased.
Chucky Keaton, a year ago, as a true freshman, nearly led Utah State to a win at Auburn. Out of the shotgun, he keeps it. And he is wrapped up and brought down by Brendan Kelly. The offensive line, Kevin Wimpy on the left side, along with his brother Kyle Wimpy, both transfers from Idaho State. And you talk to the offensive coordinator, Matt Wells, he said they have a Midwest mentality. Kerwin Williams, a great kick returner, now the starter at running back. And Chucky Keaton out of the backfield. And now for tonight's Auto Owners Insurance starting defense. And Brendan Kelly getting the start tonight. Pat Muldoon is out. And Kelly sprained a left hamstring, didn't play last week against Oregon State. And Chris Borland in the middle. There is no one better in the middle in the country. Along with Mike Taylor and then Michael Trotter getting the start. Shelton Johnson is out. He had surgery on Sunday for a broken arm. And he was injured last week at Oregon State. Pass intended for Cameron Webb. And that's going to bring up fourth down. It's 4th and 3.
Wisconsin elects to go with punt safe, which means they're leaving their defense on the field. They're happy with Utah State just to punt the ball away. I think that's a good call at midfield. You're playing a team like Utah State. They got everything to gain, nothing to lose. You got to be cautious here.
Kenzel Doe is back. Doe calling for a fair catch, and he takes it at the 2.
Big no-no, coaching no-no. Put your heels on the 10, don't back up.
47-yard punt by Tyler Bennett. First quarter action from Madison, Wisconsin. Scoreless. 10:08 remaining here in the first quarter. And Coach, I mean, you can't live without this. Everywhere we go, you are tweeting. You are on there all day long following all the scores and all the Big Ten action.
All my tweets say I look a lot younger than you do.
The Twitterverse is always buzzing about Big Ten football, and BTN Connect is the place to join the conversation. See what fans and the media are saying. Vote in our Twitter polls, track the stats, and find out who's trending in the Big Ten today. It's all at btn.com/connect. Chucky Keaton quickly throws it outside, and then he connects with Kerwin Williams.
Well, there's the bubble screen, and when we talked to Chris Ash, the defensive coordinator of Wisconsin, the 2 plays he was concerned about were that bubble screen right there. That's nothing more than a toss sweep on the perimeter and option football by Chucky Keaton.
Keaton spinning, and a first down for Utah State. This is a very good Utah State Aggie football team. Gary Anderson in his 4th year. They received a vote in the AP Top 25 for the first time since 1966.
We turn on the film. I was really impressed with the caliber of play and caliber athletes that Utah State has.
Chuck Jacobs in motion. Keaton finds Kerwin Williams wide open, diving into the end zone. Touchdown Aggies. 39 yards. The Aggies are legit.
Well, Wisconsin has had trouble with this play in the past. In their first week, they got exposed by the wheel route. Last week, they defended it pretty well. And here, Utah State comes back and hits it for a home run.
The extra point is good. And the Speedway scoring drive, 3 plays, 52 yards, 51 seconds. And Kerwin Williams, his first ever touchdown reception.
Well, here he goes with the play fake, and you can see the man that was in motion went what we call a real route. They had the tight end going down the middle. He went the outside. The defensive corner collapsed. He is wide open. They got outflanked on the perimeter. They've been hurt there before. I am sure that Chris Ash is very upset about that because they've worked hard about that play. He talked about in our meeting on Friday.
Gary Anderson, former offensive lineman at the University of Utah, coached with Urban Meyer for a year. Jaron Bentrude to kick off. Gordon and White are back for the Badgers. Taken at the 1-yard line by Gordon. Gordon wrapped up and brought down at the 21-yard line. And you look at the Utah State Aggies in notable games against BCS teams. And check this out, 2009, 2010 at Auburn. And then a week ago Friday against Utah, they had lost 12 in a row to the Utes. And Utah expected to be one of the top Pac-12 teams.
Everybody thought they were the team that could compete with the University of Southern California.
Movement up front. It was interesting in speaking to Gary Anderson.
Ball start, offense, 5-yard penalty, number 75, remains first down.
Zach Matthias, that is his second penalty on the offensive line for the Badgers. And Gary Anderson said, you know what, we respect our opponents, but we don't put them on a pedestal. And he said the key tonight, we want to keep it close to the fourth quarter. And here he is in the first quarter, up 7-0.
Well, here Wisconsin isn't an unbalance, and they motion back.
Monte Ball looking for a seam, and brought down by McCade Brady.
Partner, when you're a running football team and you're committed to run it, it's hard enough 1st and 10 to run and get a first down. When you start 1st and 15, an extra 5 yards, 1st and 10's tough, 1st and 15 really tough.
Yesterday we watched 3 hours of film. And you watched that offensive line not only last week against Oregon State, but also Northern Iowa. How much can you change? I know you can change the mentality, but how much physically can you change that approach in just 1 week? Danny O'Brien to throw for the first time. And across the middle, his pass intended for the tight end, Jacob Pedersen, and it is dropped.
That's an excellent question, Matt. You know, I watched them, and they were playing high. There's a saying I used to use all the time, low man wins. Now, Danny O'Brien did a good job of stepping up in the pocket that time so they could protect and put the ball in the money, but it's an incomplete. But you talk about changing the philosophy coming off the ball. The problem is, during the course of the week, you don't have enough times to rep it and rep it and rep it and rep it, and that's what you have to do with a good running football team.
3rd down and long now for O'Brien. The Maryland transfer flushed out of the pocket, getting tracked down. His pass is picked off, intercepted by Utah State. Will Davis, the senior from Spokane, Washington. There is a flag down.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 16 in offense. 15-yard penalty results in an automatic first down.
Tavares McMillan.
Well, Danny O'Brien, he dodged a bullet here because classic mistake. He was rolling to his left, and he threw back across his body to the middle. And that way you can't see when defenders are coming from the other side. You coach guys, don't do that there. He didn't even see the guy right in front of him. Classic mistake, called by the official, late hit out of bounds.
because of the situation, Danny O'Brien transferring here after graduating, everybody looked at Russell Wilson and said, oh, we have another Russell. It's not even close. Completely different player. They hope he can be a Scott Tolzien. Big run by Monte Ball on first down. Monte Ball finally stopped by Nevin Lawson coming up and making the tackle and a pickup of 9 yards for the Badgers.
Well, watch Monte Ball. He's a great back, but he can't do it by himself. There's the type of hole he's used to. If he can get to the secondary, he's going to eat him up over the course of time. That was a good job by the offensive line. Here's unbalanced again.
Ball surging forward, and he is pushed back behind the line of scrimmage as McKay Brady and Brian Sweet come in. And Brady, a senior transfer from BYU. He was a sprinter at BYU and transferred to Utah State to play football. It's going to be 3rd and short, and this is really where you can tell with the offensive line.
Well, they want to move that line 3 yards downfield. Let's watch to see if they get it done.
And Ball comes up short as he was pushed back. Al Lapoaho.
Now, Matt, I want you to watch it. Look how high those guys are there. You know, the thing about it, I keep talking about low man wins. They talked about it. They have not corrected it in a week's time. Those big guys, 310, 320 pounds, stood straight up. Let those little defenders get under them. Leverage.
Lapoaho pushing back Jacob Pedersen, the tight end. 3 possessions, 3 punts for Wisconsin, and boos ringing out on a Saturday night in Madison, Wisconsin. Badgers searching for answers, down 7-0. 3rd down for Utah State. Under center, Chucky Keaton. And a whistle. The play is stopped. Todd
Timeout,
Gearlings.
Wisconsin, they're first.
Wisconsin takes a
This will be a
timeout.
30-second timeout. Please reset the game clock to 5 minutes.
Aberderis is at the 43.
Well, you had Utah State, Matt. They lined up in an unbalanced formation. Obviously, Wisconsin didn't line up the way they wanted to. They went timeout.
You see Jared Aberderis. Jared Aberderis a week ago in the 2nd quarter, injured at Oregon State. And with more on that story, we send it down to Jay Wilson. Jay?
Well, Matt, the question all week was the status of Jared Aberderis after that vicious hit he suffered in the game at Oregon State. He was out for pregame warm-ups. I asked him if he could go. He said, we'll see. And obviously the answer appears to be no. He has not put his helmet on all night. And without Jared Aberderis, an offense that is struggling may continue to struggle, Matt.
A slight concussion was reported earlier in the week after that high-low hit against Oregon State, and also a chest injury. On 3rd down, Keaton keeping it. Keaton stacked up and pushed back on 3rd and short, and right in the middle of it. The Badgers with the stop, Tyler Dipple, a junior from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Well, here comes the option, and they control the line of scrimmage. They stay square. That's really important, defending a guy like Chucky Keaton. Make the play. They won 3rd down, Wisconsin.
Tyler Bennett, a punter, sends it to Doe. And a 38-yard punt, and Danny O'Brien and Wisconsin down 7-0 with 4:39 remaining in this 1st quarter. This October, the creators of BTN's award-winning original series, A Journey, will give fans an unprecedented look at the student athletes and coaches as they battle through the season. The Journey Big Ten Football 2012, presented by Best Buy, premieres October 3rd. on BTN. Anxious times right now for the Wisconsin Badgers on offense. Monte Ball alone back. Danny O'Brien throws it to the near side. And the pass is caught by James White, who is in motion. James White, the junior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. His second catch on the season.
You mentioned James White. He kind of gets lost in the discussion a lot of times because of Monte Ball a year ago, but he's a 1,000-yard rusher in his own right, and he owns the career record, 5.9 yards per carry. Pretty impressive.
Very impressive. Tight end Pedersen in motion. Here's a handoff. Monte Ball with a huge hole. Puts the shoulder down and into Aggie territory and stopped at the 45 and a pickup of 7.
Well, you'll see it here again. When he gets all the way to the safety like that, now they're getting movement. They're getting pushed. They're not standing up. He gets all the way to the safety. Sooner or later, that guy's going to get tired of tackling him, and it's going to be gone.
Brett Bielema yesterday telling us they want to control the line of scrimmage. And he said our line of scrimmage is 3 yards down the field.
Well, I tell you, if you can establish that as a running team, you can name your score. That's a pretty good goal. I wish I would have thought of a term like that when I was coaching offensive line.
Well, they did just fine with you in Minnesota. 7 bowl appearances. Pedersen loses it on the exchange, and he's down. Danny O'Brien with the fumble and a loss of 2. You know, one of the other things Matt Canada said about us with respect to Danny O'Brien, he's got to settle in. He's got to just settle in. And, you know, you wonder last year at Maryland, he was literally on the run, Coach, all the time.
Well, you're exactly right. He's got to have confidence in that line. He's got to believe in it. He's got to play in their system. He's got to step up on those passes. And he sure can't fumble the ball in center quarterback exchange.
He said, just be steady. You don't have to do it yourself. O'Brien across the middle, and the pass is complete to Reggie Love. And the Badgers are moving the chains in a pickup of 18.
Well, that's what they want of O'Brien right there. He stood tall in the pocket, and he went through his read progression. A week ago, a lot of times, with that linebacker blitzing, he would have panicked and dropped the ball underneath. This time, he got the guy coming across the middle. Good execution.
1st and 10 from the 28 of Utah State. Badgers down 7-0. Gordon in motion. Handoff. James White sliding to the left now. Squares up the shoulders, and he's brought down at the 24-yard line. And a tackle by Kyler Fackrell. And James White this season, 12 rushes, 58 yards. 2 touchdowns coming into this season. Better than 1,800 yards on the ground. As a true freshman, he ran for better than 1,000 yards. 2nd down now for Wisconsin. White in the backfield. Will throw it to the near side. And Jordan Frederick sidesteps and is brought down at the 70-yard line.
They're high on Jordan Fredericks, a redshirt freshman right here from Memorial High School in Madison. And with Abadaris on the sideline, they need some guys to step up.
And look at the history of Memorial High School. They've produced some great players for the Badgers. Ball in the backfield. O'Brien handoff. Ball spinning. Ball pushed back, and the stop by Jake Dowdy.
You've got to be impressed so far how Utah State's defensive line have played. They play a 3-4 defense. I can tell you, Matt, that is not what that defense is built to stop an attack like this. Those guys are scrappy, they're undersized, they're playing low, and they're hanging in there, but they got a long way to go.
This defense, you look at their WAC standings, but their top 20 in the nation in 4 categories. It's a ball. And he gets brought down just shy of the goal line as he gets tripped up. Brian Sweet comes in for Utah State. Third and goal.
I would be a bit surprised that I'm not thinking I'm going to use 2 plays to get it on in here. We got to make a statement here if I'm Brett Bielema, Wisconsin.
Whistles. As the quarter comes to a close. You know what's interesting? Through 3 first quarters, Wisconsin, a total of 3 points. The Journey Big Ten football debuts October 3rd. The Emmy-nominated and critically acclaimed series that has been a hit with basketball fans will chronicle Big Ten football the entire season as it unfolds. Tonight's Liberty Mutual Alumni Spotlight features Ron Dane, the 1999 Heisman Trophy winner. Great Dane.
Hey, I had a coach against that guy. Look at that big fella run. I'll tell you, what a great player. I had the opportunity of the year since he's finished playing to get to know him a little bit. I saw him at the Big Ten Network 10K race up in Chicago and had a nice chat with him.
Dane career rushing mark, 71 touchdowns, 6,397 yards on the ground. And of course, a rushing record. O'Brien goes deep down the field. Derek Watt, it's incomplete. The younger brother of J.J. Watt.
Well, J.J. Watt was a great player, and this play was over. But there was a miscommunication on that play, because you'll see J.J. Watt goes down the sideline, but you've got 2 receivers in the same area right there. Derek Watt.
Overthrown by Danny O'Brien. 2nd down and 10. James White in the backfield bunch formation. Handoff. White. He runs straight ahead and puts a shoulder down on Zach Vigil. Vigil there for the stop.
Throwing the ball on 1st down normally is very effective for a run football team, but the problem is, if you're not successful on 1st down, you have an incomplete, it almost forces you to throw the ball again on 2nd down, because the formula's not working for you. You got to pick up 4 more yards if you're like to run the football.
Tonight, Danny O'Brien in Wisconsin, 1 of 5 on 3rd down. Last week, 2 of 14. O'Brien escaping on the run. Now 1 of 6 on 3rd down.
You talk about Russell Wilson a year ago. He was great at keeping the play alive, but making the completion downfield. When you make the comparisons you did before, Danny O'Brien and Russell Wilson, Brett Bielema said the other day, hey, he's only ever known 1 Russell Wilson.
That's right. Drew Meyer, the punter, out of Heartland, Wisconsin. Number 2 in the Big Ten in net punting, 26th in the nation. Flags are down, sending it back to Cameron Webb. Webb takes it at the 22. And Webb is brought down just past the 30. Todd Gearlings has been busy tonight. Darius Hillary on the stop.
Offsides, defense. Number 1, 5-yard penalty. We will replay 4th down.
It's going to be 4th and 1 for Brett Bielema and the Badgers. Down 7-3 here in the 2nd quarter. In their own territory.
You know, being offsides in a punt formation, that's a critical mistake, because let's say if it was 5 or less yards, They're going to keep the football. You're going to get the ball back. You cannot be offsides.
Evan Lawson. Drew Meyer. Sends it back to Webb, and Webb makes a fair catch at the 14-yard line. And we're talking about Russell Wilson, of course, now with the Seattle Seahawks. What a tremendous athlete, fantastic quarterback. You look at this WrestleMania from a season ago, a special player.
Well, when you talk about how they ran the ball a year ago, and then you have a quarterback that's completing 72% of his passes, that's unbelievable.
That ability, as you noted, to keep the play alive. Keaton looks up top. Keaton overthrows the intended receiver, Matt Austin, and nearly intercepted by Devin Smith.
Devin Smith did a fabulous job there. He stayed at home. He doesn't have to stop those inside plays. He defends that receiver, got back there, almost intercepted it. Little run fake. Watch him. He's on the outside, reads the quarterback. He's going back the whole time. Now go up and get it at his highest point. Almost makes the play.
2nd and 10. Keaton changing it up. Handoff. Williams. And Williams is dragged down by David Gilbert and Ethan Armstrong in a pickup of 5. 3rd down for Utah State. Keaton sprints out on the run. Pass broken up by Devin Smith. The 5th-year senior comes over. And a big-time play.
Excellent job by Devin Smith. He sits on the route with Chucky Keating rolling to his left. He's assuming the ball's not going to be thrown deep. He jumps the route. Excellent coverage.
Tyler Bennett. Denzel Doe is telling everyone stay away. And that one will provide the Badgers with a phenomenal opportunity here. 27-yard punt. Go, 7-3 Utah State, 2nd quarter. A great place to be on a Saturday night. Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin. They love their Badgers, and Badgers right now struggling offensively. Flags thrown. No rhythm offensively right now for the Badgers.
Full start offense, number 85, 5-yard penalty. It remains 1st down.
Their 3rd penalty, Brian Wozniak, and it's their 3rd false start.
You know, they're doing a lot of stuff with their personnel. They lined up in an unbalanced, then they motioned the tight end back. They got a false start. These linemen want to get off the ball, lock somebody. You know, you can only keep that trigger cocked so long. You got to let them go.
O'Brien back to pass across the middle. Wozniak, the tight end, makes the catch, and another flag is thrown.
Personal foul. Defense, number 21. Contact to the head. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
Brian Sweet out of Honolulu, Hawaii. And the fired up Gary Anderson 6 penalties already, 3 apiece. You see the contact with the head.
Yeah, you know, they're going to be real strict on that, and rightfully so, for protection of players. Helmet-to-helmet contact is going to get you flagged every time.
Inside the 30. 22 penalties in the first 2 games. It's been a major issue for Gary Anderson. Monte Ball running it straight up the middle. Let's go to Mike Hall with a BTN.com studio update. Mike?
Matt, you can make it back-to-back TDs for Indiana. This is Kofi Hughes, a 9-yard TD grab. The Hoosiers have come back. They now have the lead 17-14 early on in the second quarter.
Badgers here, Mike, trying to come from behind. And see the Hoosiers 36-7-1 all time against MAC teams. Second down now for Wisconsin. Handoff, Monte Ball hit by Grady and then surges forward and close to that first down.
Well, you talked about McKay Grady, the safety, feeling like that. You know, football's a game of numbers. There's only so many blockers for so many people. In the run game, you can't account for that safety. Sooner or later, if he's sticking his nose in there like that, play action passes and go over the top of him.
1 for 6 on third down. It is 3rd and 1. Ball trying to get outside. It's going to bring up 4th down as he was pushed back by Zach Vigil. Vigil had 10 tackles against Utah. Dave Aranda said he is the heart and soul of this defense.
You know, that was a 3rd and 1. I thought Monte Ball, you know, sometimes you got to BYOB, be your own blocker. You can't dance. You got to run somebody over for a yard.
Kyle French, 36-yard field goal attempt. French, low, no good. The struggles continue for this offense of Wisconsin.
Well, you're right. They missed the field goal. They missed a 3rd and 1. But as you talked before, they wasted excellent field position. You're not going to get field position like that all day.
All right, the focus on the offensive line. What do you see, Coach?
Well, here we go. I mean, there's a seam there. Look at those guys going. But, you know, there's a guy plugging on the inside out. You got to run over that guy. Or try to run over him.
First down now from the 20 for Utah State. Chucky Keaton quickly to the near side. Chuck Jacobs, and Jacobs with the reception. And here is the offensive line from a week ago.
You can see how high these guys are playing, and there's really nothing there. Look how high these guys are all the way through here. You got to get under their pads. Low man wins, and all the time these guys are standing up. We saw it in the film. We saw it again today.
Pump fake to the near side. Screen to Williams. Williams cuts back. Williams inside the 50 and into Badger territory in a pickup of 26 yards. Michael Trotter.
Spread offense, spread the field, make him go sideline to sideline, give it to a skilled athlete in open space.
Handoff, Robert Marshall. Marshall unable to get outside. And Chris Portland on the stop. Gary Anderson in his 4th year at Utah State has done a superb job. This is a team in their final year in the WAC. They'll move to the Mountain West next season. Chucky Keaton, handoff, Williams, stiff arm, Williams stretched out, Williams wrapped up and spun down by Mike Taylor, and Chris Portland also there.
Well, there's a lot of running there with no gain. You got them going east and west to the sideline. That's what defenses want to do. You don't want the guy with the ball to be able to turn up north and south and go to that goal line. Good defense. by Wisconsin.
0-4 on third down. It's going to bring up now 3rd and 8 for Keaton in Utah State. Keaton under pressure, floats it out. And the pass intended for Cameron Webb. And Keaton under pressure.
Well, I thought Ethan Armstrong did a real good job rolling back to the middle to get underneath that receiver going right up the middle.
Tyler Bennett, the punter. Kenzel Doe. Get away from it as this one will roll to a stop. Inside the 10 at the 8-yard line, and a 37-yard punt for Utah State.
Well, again, you talk about field position. The last time the Badgers got the ball, they're on the short side of the 50, and now look where they are. They're 92 yards away from the goal line. Field position is so important in college football, especially when you're trying to run the ball the way Wisconsin is, and it's not very effective.
First and 10 from the 8. Monte Ball. And Ball. A solid gain of 6. Twitter question, will Wisconsin rebound to win the leaders division? Wisconsin, yes. And Wisconsin, no. What do you think, Coach?
Uncommittal right now.
What? You're not going to go there?
Uncommittal right now.
Hashtag Wisconsin yes, hashtag Wisconsin no. Second down. Monte Ball. And Ball swarmed as McCade Brady comes in on the stop. On film, you look at Utah State, and we were watching it yesterday in that 3-man front, the 3-4, and you really thought that they would have issues with handling the run game of Wisconsin. That has not been the case.
Well, I've been watching the play of the two safeties, number 21 Brian Sweet, number 36 McCade Brady, and I'm going to tell you, when that ball snapped and that ball even looks like a run, they are feeling like linebackers. They're going from a 7-man front to a 9-man front real quick.
And they are in a 4-man front right now. O'Brien on third down finds White, and James White, a reception and a first down. As Nevin Lawson's there, and a pickup of 5 yards for Wisconsin.
Well, there's nothing wrong with throwing it on third and short, let's face it, but you and I both know after sitting in those meetings yesterday that Brett Bielema would rather line up there and run that ball for a first down and make a statement.
Well, you know, the word yesterday was run, 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 run. And they're trying to establish a run, but that has not been the case. Bunch formation again. End around. The end around with a big gain is Melvin Gordon. Gordon, the redshirt freshman from Kenosha, Wisconsin, and a pickup of 15.
Well, this is good execution. You know, it's the same old thing. What they're doing is faking the run, get those safeties to suck inside, play the end around, and all of a sudden you get your skilled player in space, one-on-one trying to tackle you guy.
First and 10. Badgers trying to put together a sustained drive. Ball in the backfield. Tight end Pedersen in motion. Handoff. Monte Ball. Ball. Maybe a yard. And they're going to call it 2. Tonight's United States Marine Corps leader of the game is Travis Frederick. Double major in computer engineering and computer science, named to the preseason watch list for the Remington Trophy and Outland Trophy. Frederick in the center. Played 11 games last year at left guard. Wisconsin native. Second down now. O'Brien sprints out. O'Brien looks downfield. O'Brien on the run, and Pedersen incomplete. And a flag is down.
Holding, offense, number 85. That penalty's decline results in third down.
Third down.
Wisconsin was surprised they declined the penalty. Their offensive line had already moved back.
Third down for Wisconsin. 2:26 remaining here in the first half. 3rd and 8. O'Brien. And flags once again. There has been zero offensive flow tonight.
Offense, number 72, 5-yard penalty. It remains third down.
That is the 4th, all on false starts for the Badgers.
You can't believe it.
Yeah. Frustrating.
Not real heavy. But I can tell you, this Utah State defense, those situations, 3rd and long with their defense, that's what that defense is built for. To be able to blitz or give an illusion of blitz and end up with a 4-man rush, but you don't know where it's coming from.
3rd and 13. O'Brien under pressure. O'Brien loses the football. Utah State coming out of the pile saying that it's theirs. It is Aggies. Fumble recovery. With 2:17 remaining in the second quarter. And Jake Dowdy, the junior from Draper, Utah, with a fumble recovery.
Well, they come with the blitz. That's what they're built for, and they get him on the run. They make the play, and he turns the ball over.
Terrence Alston, the senior from Richmond, California, with the hit. And then Zach Vigil breaks it up and creates the fumble before it's recovered by Jake Dowdy. So here are the Aggies up 7-3 at Camp Randall. Chucky Keaton out of the backfield. Chucky Keaton at the 20. And it brings up second down now with 2:05 remaining in the second quarter. They have not trailed in a game this season. This is the second ever meeting between these two teams. Spun around. Dropped for a loss is Kerwin Williams. First time they met, Utah State won it 20-0 here at Camp Randall, 1968. 0-5 on third down. From the 21. Keaton with tons of time. Now racing to the near side, pump fake. Keaton out of bounds, right past the first down marker, and a first down for Utah State. Darius Hillary.
This guy is exciting. Watch him. I mean, you talk about a football player. They come all shapes, sizes, and he saw that first down, and he went there, jumped over it.
Out of the shotgun, Kerwin Williams in the backfield. Keaton. And he fires his pass to Chuck Jacobs. Jacobs on the reception, and Mike Taylor another tackle. A pickup of 2.
let's go back to what I talked about in the open, what Coach Anderson said about Chucky Keaton. He can beat you with his feet, we've seen that. Beat you with his arm, we've seen that. But he knows the offense. You saw he had the patience, threw the ball right in there.
2nd and 8. Keaton to the end zone. Flag down. The pass was caught by Matt Austin. Let's wait to see if it's going to be a touchdown. Discussion going on with Todd Gearlings.
Pass interference, defense, number 4. That penalty's declined. The play results in a touchdown.
Pass interference is called. It's number 14 for Wisconsin. That's Marcus Cromartie. They said pass interference on number 4. That's for Utah State, Matt Austin. With 29 seconds remaining here in this first half, Josh Thompson sends it through. It's now 14-3 Utah State. A stunning development here in the first half. Austin with his 2nd touchdown of the season. Gary Anderson, his team up 14-3.
It's the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. Dave Revson, Jerry DiNardo, Howard Griffith. Utah State 14-3 over the Badgers at the half. And Howard, new offensive line coach, but kind of the same story with the Badgers run game. Just can't get anything going.
As far as a team, they've got 71 yards rushing, and they haven't been able to get the tough yards when they needed it. Here's a goal line situation, and they're not able to make the play here. And you see the Utah State's trying to commit a bunch of guys to the run and slow them down. Another situation here, short yardage, nothing going. The ball is forced to bounce to the outside. And they have to find a way to be able to run against this. Otherwise, they're going to have to pass it. You see, again, they're pulling the fullback and the tight end, and they're not able to make the play. They're going to have to get something going.
Nothing's as simple as we can't run the ball, fire the coach, and all of a sudden we're going to run the ball. All those clips you just showed, Howard, nobody could run the ball against those fronts. And so I think they've got to come out the second half, and the first time they're in short yardage, maybe the first time they're on the goal line, they've got to throw the ball. Even if it's incomplete, do it in a situation where you're going to go for it the next time. If it's 3rd and short, throw it on 3rd. If you don't make it, run it on 4th. Nobody can block. They're outnumbered at every single one of those situations.
And again, I think the feeling is that they really just can't beat you long right now, particularly without Jared Abbrederis in the game. But give Utah State some credit, took advantage of the turnover, scored there. This is a team that has lost 18 straight regular season non-conference road games. That is the 2nd longest streak in the nation. They may just end that streak tonight in Madison. Badgers have some serious work to do in the second half. Let's check out some other games going on. Michigan State just kicked a field goal, but Notre Dame has basically owned this first half in East Lansing. It is 14-3 Fighting Irish over the Spartans. And one other score to update you on, this one also on the Big Ten Network. Indiana and Ball State tied at 17. Hoosiers have made a nice little rally here. They were down 14-3 in this game. Ball State just kicked a field goal to tie it up at 17. So that's the story in those two games. Earlier today, Ohio State and Cal went down to the wire. Late 4th quarter, tied at 28. Braxton Miller to Devin Smith on a blown coverage by the Bears. One of 4 TD tosses for Braxton, 72 yards, and the Buckeyes on top 35-28. And then Cal throws the pick. Christian Bryant seals the deal. Ohio State wins it by the final of 35-28. Plenty of other action earlier today. Another huge game for Denard. Record-setting day for Riley O'Toole. And Purdue busting out the big plays. Plus, Bill O'Brien gets his first win at Penn State. And the Cats keep on rolling. It's all coming up. The Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report.
To see how this Droid Razor by Motorola from Verizon rates with our blue shirt, we asked Travis to beta test one.
And when I first opened the box, I noticed how big the screen was. This thing's crazy thin. This phone is fast. You see how quick that was? It has Kevlar backing, which is very durable. Check this out, splash resistant. You still there, Mom? All right.
Beta tested, Blue Shirt approved. Choose from any phone, any carrier, and all of their plans. Like this Droid Razor by Motorola from Verizon, just $49.99 at Best Buy.
BTN Football is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance. In this moment, who has your back? Protect what matters most with an Auto Owners Insurance independent agent. Find yours at AutoOwnersInsurance.com. A view of the Capitol here as nighttime is upon us in Madison. And Utah State up 14-3 over the Badgers. Here's Jay Wilson with Wisconsin head coach Brett Bielema.
Brett, after a great week of practice, there was great hope that the offensive problems wouldn't be as big, but boy, it looks about the same.
You know what? Well, we're getting some things. We just got to make sure we execute. Got to protect the football. We gave away an interception. Obviously, the penalty negated it, but we got to protect the ball better in the pocket there, which ended up being 7 points.
Offensively, is the frustration so much? Are you running out of buttons to push?
Well, we just got to stay true with what we're doing. We got to keep the guys. I know up front we're not clean on third downs. We got 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, not to come up with a first down. Just can't accept. If we got to go all 2 minutes, if we got to go through the air, we'll do whatever we got to do.
Thanks, Brett.
Danny O'Brien and Chucky Keaton, tonight's Quicken Loans quarterback comparison. And Keaton with 121 of Utah State's 129 yards.
Kind of reminds you of Michigan and Denard Robinson, you know. The thing about it, you're getting yards, you're scoring points, you're moving the chains. Who cares who's carrying the ball? He's doing a heck of a job.
One of the things in talking to Gary Anderson, you know, having played at Auburn and, you know, the big games that they have played, that, you know, he didn't really feel as though this environment would affect his team, and that has certainly been the case. Ball fumbled now, scooped back up at the 10. 15, and now knocked away and out of bounds is Devontae Glover Wright in a pickup of 17.
Well, they dropped the ball down there on the goal line, and there's an opportunity for Wisconsin, but how many times have you seen where all of a sudden you fumble the ball like that, then you pick it up and the coverage runs right by you and you get a big play?
Experienced line up front for Chucky Keaton. Matt Wells, in his first year as offensive coordinator, mentioned to us that Midwest flavor for a team that plays out west, and you've done an excellent job protecting Chucky Keaton. Handoff, Williams trying to get to the edge, and he is brought down, and Wisconsin coming up, and the loss of 4. Southward makes a stop.
Well, to be fair to the Wisconsin defense, with the exception of the wheel route to Cole Williams, they played pretty good defense against this offense.
Cameron Webb in motion. Keaton to Webb. Webb spinning. And Chris Borland right there on the stop along with Mike Taylor.
Well, that was excellent defense. You saw those red shirts going over there, and what impressed me, partner, was that their shoulders were all square. They got that receiver in a box. There's no place to go.
Trying to feed off of the defense. Taylor has 8 tackles tonight. 3rd and long. Quickly to the near side. Chuck Jacobs. Jacobs run right out of bounds at the 17-yard line. And they're able to get close to the original line of scrimmage. And the defense comes up big here for Wisconsin. 13:32 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Well, those 3 plays by that defense effectively got this shocked Wisconsin crowd at Camp Randall back in the game.
Tyler Bennett and Kenzel Doe. End over end. Strong field position once again. Just shy of the 50-yard line. Tavares McMillan is there to down it. And a 33-yard punt. Monte Ball, Heisman hopeful, 59 yards, 19 carries already.
Yeah, they'd like to be a little bit more productive. He hasn't been able to break a big one. What's going to be interesting right now, Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator, does he stay with the run, or does he loosen it up?
Danny O'Brien is out. Joel Stavi, redshirt freshman, is in as a quarterback. And a flag down as ball runs off to the left side. Stavi, they're extremely high on the Greenfield, Wisconsin native.
Offense, number 72, 10-yard penalty. We will repeat, first down.
5 penalties now for 30 yards against Wisconsin. Danny O'Brien. And what did Matt Canada tell us? He said he needs to be better. And so for Danny O'Brien, he makes way for the redshirt freshman, Stavi. First down and 20. Out of the shotgun, Stavi throws it to the near side. Pedersen, and not much there.
Matt, are you surprised that they made that change
No,
at quarterback?
I'm
No.
not. Are you?
Well, only because I know that they're real high on Joel Stavi, but you know, everything that they said about him, he's really going to be good, but he needs time. Well, he's not getting any time right now in this game. He's got to grow up real quick.
Yeah, the offense just wasn't clicking. There wasn't much flow. And you have to make an adjustment of Wisconsin deciding to go with Stavi. Here's Ball. And Ball stacked up. And this defense for Dave Aranda in his first year. He came over from the University of Hawaii. Last year, you know, they had so many issues with their defense. Last year, Gary Anderson took over the defense, and then he brought in Dave Aranda. He took it over so that they could get the focus that they needed, change the mentality, and they've done that. This is a defense 18th in scoring defense, 19th in the country in total D, 20th in the nation against the run. Wisconsin 2 of 9 on third. Stavi out of the pocket. Stavi on the run. Vigil right there and runs him right out of bounds.
You get him in a definite passing situation. That's what they're really good on this defense. He's got a plan, unconventional plan, where they can give simulated looks of pressure where you think you're getting one thing when you're getting another. Again, all built around playing a spread type of offense is really effective against what they're trying to do passing here.
5th punt of the night for Meyer. End over end and taken right at the 15 by Cameron Webb. And a 40-yard punt. Utah State Aggies lead in the third, 14-3 over the Badgers. Brett Bielema deciding to bring in redshirt freshman Joel Stavi, and you go back to last week against Oregon State, and a lot of things happened, Coach, that the Badgers just haven't been used to in a long time.
You're exactly right. When we saw those statistics that you're seeing on the screen right now, we could hardly believe them. And everybody, and I say everybody on Wisconsin side, especially coaches, thought it would be a lot different tonight. Might be a little better, but the score's worse.
Handoff. And Williams up to the 20-yard line. And this is a story. 10 points scored in the last 2 games. They haven't gotten off to good starts. And that's certainly been a factor. Just 3 total points in the first 3 quarters of the season. Bart Miller, just 27 years of age, a protege of Bob Bostad, the interim offensive line coach. And Williams getting outside. He's tracked down by Devin Smith. 10:28 remaining in the third, and I think you have to give a lot of credit to Gary Anderson. Coach, a huge win against Utah, and to get his team prepared for tonight with everything that's going on in Wisconsin. And that's one of the things he told us when we talked to him, was about how prideful they are. He said this is a proud program. He said, you know, they're going to be physical, they're bigger, they're stronger. Joe Hill.
They're winning that third down battle. They're able to get themselves in a third and workable situation and convert it, where Wisconsin's got there and failed.
Utah State went to a bowl game. Flags down last year. They lost to Ohio.
Ball start, offense, number 66, 5-yard play. It remains first down.
Fourth penalty for Utah State. And you see just a little bit of a twitch back on the heels.
Yeah, you got to think that was going to be a pass with him rolling out backwards.
Eric Schultz.
When they run the ball, he goes forward.
Went to a bowl game last year, first time in 14 years. And they lost to Ohio with 13 seconds remaining in the bowl game. Frank Solich, former Nebraska head coach, doing an excellent job at Ohio. Chucky Keaton grinding it out, and David Gilbert brings him down.
You know, there didn't look like there was anything there. Then all of a sudden you see him coming out the other end. You talk about a slippery guy. He just gets in there. He keeps his feet going, and he's going to scratch and bite and crawl for everything he can get.
Keaton has thrown for 95 yards. He has run for 38. That was a gain of 9. Second down now for the Aggies. Up 14-3 over Wisconsin. Keaton, the ability to escape, reaching out toward the first down marker, and I think he has it. Gary Anderson, you mentioned this tonight. Gary Anderson said he has the ability to throw, he can run, and he's got the mind.
Right there, absolutely. Manage the game, know what he's doing, see that first down marker, move the chains.
Just a sophomore. A year ago, he started the first 8 games and then was injured, and Adam Kennedy came on, and Kennedy actually led them to 5 straight victories to end the season for Utah State, and their big physical back, and Robert Marshall trying to grind out a yard.
It's interesting to watch a team like this, the fast up-pace tempo, and I'm not saying you sit on the ball, but where do you get to the place where you say, Wisconsin, they can't move the ball at all. Let's try to shrink this game, keep our defense off the field.
Second down, 2nd and 8. Keaton out of the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. Quick to the near side. Here's Webb. Webb gets up to the 45-yard line, and it's going to bring up third down as Ethan Armstrong is there to make the tackle.
Well, that's just a quick throw. That's the equivalent of what the bubble screen we talked about before, except there was no motion. You put your receiver out there, you throw the ball, you get on the perimeter, and see if they can tackle.
This is a team that is 5th in the nation in their completion rate at better than 77%. Batted in the air and incomplete. Ethan Hemer, a former walk-on, the hand in the air.
Yep. Hit him in the head. Pass was low.
Bennett. Doe is back at his 10. Races up to the 18, to the 30, 50, cuts back, across the field, 30, 20, 10, touchdown Badgers, 82 yards, Kenzel Doe. Doe, the sophomore, his first career touchdown. Kyle French, 14-10, Utah State. They've come alive here at Camp Randall.
But watch
Doe.
He catches it on the run, he makes the first guy miss, and he's off to the races. Exactly what they needed. The sophomore made a big play to get them back in the ball game.
Utah State on top here in the third. Kenzel Doe, an 82-yard return. Wisconsin with 141 total return yards. Utah State 39. And spinning around is Glover right and brought down.
Well, watch this. He'll make the first guy miss, and more often than not, in a punt return that goes the way, that's what happens. Make the first guy miss, you got a chance.
Doe with an excellent return. And that has ignited this crowd. Will it carry over? How will Utah State respond? Up 14-10. Keaton to the near side, pass complete. Incomplete to Matt Austin. As the officials come over and say it was on the ground. So incomplete to Matt Austin.
And you see Matt Austin, he's not happy. He's telling everybody, hey, I caught that ball.
2nd and 10. 3 wide receivers, top of your screen for the Aggies. Chuck Jacobs in motion. Collision between Jacobs and Williams down the field. Broken up. And a big-time play by Southward.
You're right. That was a mix-up. They ran in the backfield, ran into each other. We're lucky they didn't get hurt.
3rd and 10. Aggies are 2 of 9 on 3rd down. From the 18. Inside pitch. DJ Tialavara. And no place to go. On the inside with Kellen Bartlett. And Bartlett able to pick up 5. The punt short by Jaron Bentrude, not Taylor Bennett. It was Bentrude, just 20 yards. Great field position for the Badgers. Utah State up 14-10. Utah State up 14-10. 3rd quarter action from Camp Randall. Next Saturday, it's a full slate of action as Ohio State and Iowa play at noon Eastern. Then the Spartans, that's where we'll beat Nebraska and Northwestern all battle. And then we close out the night with the Gophers and the Illini, both hosting primetime matchups next Saturday on BTN. Go to btn.com/gamefinder to find the game in your area. 3rd time Wisconsin has started inside the 50. And Monte Ball on the ground, and despite starting at the 50 or better, they have yet to score.
Well, they're not going to get that good field position all night, and typically you run the ball like that, 1st down, you run for a 1st down, good blocking up front, awful good dangerous ball carrying Monte Ball, but you need consistency. That's what they haven't had.
Ball 21 carries, 74 yards. Handoff, Ball And ball is stopped at the 25, although they haven't scored in those other 3 times inside that 50, as Bojefile Moyatu is there on the stop. This time after that Doe return, just a little bit of a lift and more life with the Wisconsin Badgers.
Well, I thought that the defense, when they played well, gave enthusiasm back to this crowd, and the punt return ignited it.
Ball off the left side, and Utah State right there with Brian Sweet. They have really been stout tonight defensively.
Well, they have. You know, they gambled. They shot both linebackers to the inside. They're expecting the safety to make that play. And Brian Sweet right there, he comes up, makes a play one-on-one. Great shape.
Third and 1. Can the Badgers get it done? Ball off the right side, has his first down.
He gets the first down, but I think if he picks up his feet, he's dancing in the end zone. The one thing about it, as many people as they're committing to the line of scrimmage, when you break that first line, now let's watch it. Good movement by the tight end. Here comes the fullback. Come on, jump over that guy. First down, though. Good play.
102 rushing yards for Wisconsin. At the 20. Ball bounces off. Ball wrapped up. And Zach Vigil and McCade Brady have been superb tonight for Dave Aranda, defensive coordinator for the Aggies. Big time games.
And Matt, Utah State isn't used to seeing offenses like this. That's what makes it even more impressive.
An excellent point, playing in the WAC, everything more spread. Ball with a huge hole. Ball, touchdown Wisconsin. 17-yard gain, longest of the season. Second touchdown of the year for Monte Ball. And the extra point is blocked, and Wisconsin by 2. 16-14, 3:06 to go in the third.
There's the snap, there's the hole. It just kicked low right over the middle. They got some penetration, but heck, that would have hit him in the head.
Badgers up by 2.
You know, the first time all night I can say this, that touchdown run by Monte Ball, he's a great back, but I want to just tell you something. When I look at this right here, even you could have ran that in the end zone. Even you.
Well, those are the sort of holes that you're used to seeing from the Badgers.
Exactly.
Ball. Biakela was the one with the blocked extra point.
Free kick out of bounds. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line.
So Utah State down by 2, 16-14. Ball 26 carries, 105 yards. And the Speedway scoring drive. 6 plays, 42 yards, 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Ball a 17-yard touchdown run. Chucky Keaton. Keaton spinning. Keaton wrapped up and brought down by David Gilbert and Chris Borland there.
You want to talk about controlling the line of scrimmage. That defensive front, Wisconsin just poured through that Utah State offensive line. That defensive line's coming off the ball like Bielema wants his offensive line to come off the ball.
Gilbert, his first sack of the season. Second down and 12. Handoff. Williams. Big haul off the left side as he gets to the edge. And right up to the 45-yard line. And it's going to bring up third down and short. Right up to the line of scrimmage. Handoff. And Williams has a first down. And Utah State coming right back at the Badgers.
You always talk about that in football. If one team does something good, you've got to counter. And that's exactly what Utah State's trying to do right now.
Keaton. And Michael Trotter right there to break it up. Pass intended for Kellen Bartlett. And Trotter playing for Shelton Johnson, who broke his arm last week at Oregon State. Had surgery on Sunday. They expect him to return in 6 weeks. Senior captain, Shelton Johnson. 2nd and 10. From the 46. Keaton to the near side. And the pass dropped by Travis Van Lowen. Keaton, 6 straight incompletions. And it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Well, you know, that was just a pass, a control pass that was wide open, a gimme pass that would put him in a 3rd and workable situation, but that ball was thrown off the money.
Pump fake to Marshall. Here's Williams underneath. And Williams into Badger territory. As Southward comes in and makes the stop.
One of the things that Utah State is really impressed with tonight is their ball faking. So many times starts with one thing and comes something else, but they do such a good of faking, they can get your attention. If you're a defender and you got your eyes the wrong place, you're going to get in trouble. They're a well-coached team.
Chucky Keaton really sells it. A fake. A fake. And it's stopped. B.J. Larson.
Well, here we go. We got the fake punt. It doesn't work. Wisconsin does a great job at staying home. Even though it didn't work, I thought it was a great call by Gary Anderson. The momentum has changed in this game, and now he's got to put his defense back on the field. He's trying to keep them off at any cost.
Ethan Armstrong with the tackle. Stavi. Handoff straight ahead. Ball grinding it out. Jake Dowdy with the tackle. And of course, the jump around. And we talked to Gary Anderson, the head coach of Utah State, about the jump around. He said, you know what, we probably have a couple of players, including Chuck Jacobs, who probably would jump around with him. 2nd down. Ball straight ahead, and once again, Brady comes in and makes the stop. His 7th tackle for Brady.
If you appreciate good fundamental football, you have got to appreciate how Utah State has tackled tonight.
At the end of 3 quarters, Wisconsin up 16-14. We'll be back for jump around. Chris Borland and the Badgers up by 2. Fourth quarter coming up. One of the great scenes in college football, the jump around from Madison, Wisconsin.
You've got to experience it in the press box, because I was afraid this thing was coming down.
Start of the fourth. Third down. Stavi with time, throws, and incomplete. Brian Sweet. It's going to be 4th and 4. And Utah State, their defense comes up big.
Stavi threw into a crowd there, and there's another third down manageable situation that they've come up short.
Cameron Webb is back. Drew Meyer, the punter for the Badgers. And a fair catch by Webb at the 15.
Well, you know, you look right there, there's an opportunity. You got the crowd back in the game. The defense is playing well. You got pretty good field position. Come on, offense, you got to get it going. That's what they're saying. Again, you got to credit Utah State. That defense rose to the occasion.
Doe. And with the return, the John Deere game changer.
Was it ever?
Yeah, no question. Keaton fires it. And broken up by Marcus Cromartie. Pass intended to Matt Austin.
Interesting.
Badgers up by 2, 16-14.
Interesting call on first down. They went to a cover 2 that's 5 underneath 2 deep. That's a passing defense, and there was no seam for him to throw the ball.
2nd and 10 from the 15. Keaton on an option, keeps it. Keaton spins away, breaks a tackle, and Ethan Armstrong comes in and makes the stop.
Well, we'll go back to our meetings yesterday, and they weren't concerned. The defense, Chris Ash and the defensive coaches weren't concerned about the tempo of play, but they were concerned about bubble screen and option. There was the option.
1st and 10. Keaton. Plenty of time. Across the middle to Chuck Jacobs. And a first down for the Aggies in a gain of 11.
Again, it's execution. He had time to throw the ball, sat back there. He's got a number of receivers running across the routes. He picked the open guy. First down.
Handoff. Williams. And Williams runs right into Borland and Taylor.
When you're a defensive coach and you're playing an opponent that has the ability to run option, you're really nervous about big and pressure, because if they run option, your option responsibilities go out the window.
2nd down now. Going up top. Chucky Keaton, and the pass is broken up by Marcus Cromartie, intended for Matt Austin. 3rd and 5 now.
Well, you know, it's really interesting in this series. Utah State decided to come out. Let's go air Utah State. I mean, all over the place. Let's loosen them up. Let's go across, not just a short route, but across the middle. Let's go deep. And now they found themselves in a 3rd and medium situation.
3 of 12 on 3rd down. 3rd and 5. Keaton, pump fake. He's going to get the first down and more. Inside the 50, a gain of 9.
Well, when he took off and ran, I took my eyes off the field and I looked at Spielman on the sideline. He was disgusted. I know what he's told us guys. You got to stay square. You got to keep Chucky Keaton in the pocket. The guy's a dangerous runner. We're playing good enough pass defense. Make him throw the football.
First down and a flag.
Substitution infraction. 12 players on the offense in formation. 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
Let's go to Mike Hall, BTN.com studio update. Mike.
Matt, you got a close one there. We got a wild one in Bloomington. This is Ball State. Look at this tomfoolery, shenanigans. Ballyhoo, the QB with a diving catch. And now Ball State is up by 6.
Shenanigans?
He called him, what, the flighty leather something or other before for Dave Letterman?
Williams on the ground. Just short of the original line of scrimmage.
You know, partner, we saw a similar offense last week when we had New Hampshire against Minnesota. These guys are running that offense, but they're a lot quicker at the skill positions.
No doubt.
Comparison.
When you talk to Wisconsin, they said, look, we've seen this before. Saw it with the Oregon Ducks. This Utah State team is a good football team as Matt Austin reels it in. Eight plays on this current drive, 42 yards. It's 3rd down. Keaton up to his center, Tyler Lawson, who is all-black offensive lineman. Larry Anderson said he's a special player. Keaton, they were expecting the run, and Ethan Armstrong comes up and it makes a stop. It's going to bring up now 4th down.
Heads-up defensive play. Came with the quarterback draw. It was a 3rd and a long, medium situation. Just don't let the guy run the football. If he wants to throw it, we'll take our chances.
Bennett, the punter. Doe is back. And this one's going to roll right through the end zone.
With both offenses struggling, you kind of feel like whoever makes a big play is going to win this football game.
BTN Football is brought to you by State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state. By Verizon, call ** NFL to get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile from Verizon. And by Case IH. Be ready with proven leadership. To learn more, visit caseih.com/4 is greater than 2. Stavi under center. Handoff. Ball. Right up the middle, and Ball. 29 carries for 115 yards and a touchdown. That time, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6.
You look at those big guys up front, and Coach Bielema's thinking, we got under 10:30 to play. We need one of those 9-minute drives just methodically down the field.
Stavi. 2nd down. Finds a tight end, Brian Wozniak, and Wozniak with a first down and more for the Badgers, a pickup of 14.
Well, you know, they've always been pretty good throwing the ball inside to their tight ends, and they get them here again. Once again, the safeties are playing downhill. They haven't been exploited yet. I still look for, if they keep doing it, they keep sticking their nose in there. Ryan Sweet, McKay Brady, the ball's going to go over the top on play action.
Handoff, ball to the 45. Brought down by Zach Vigil. The Twitter poll, will Wisconsin rebound to win the leaders? 60% say no.
Time will tell.
Are you ready to?
Non-committal.
Oh, it's the second time tonight.
I'm still non-committal.
Not convinced. 2nd and 3. Pedersen in motion. Ball once again. Ball. And it's ripped out, but Monte Ball was down. And what a job up front. Travis Seafelt and Boje Filimoyatu. See the ball come loose. And he was down. On 3rd down, Wisconsin 3 of 12. Redshirt freshman Stavi in relief of Danny O'Brien. Bunch formation, bottom of your screen. Stavi under pressure, steps up, and the pass broken up. It was in and out of the hands of Doe as Terrence Alston comes in. It's going to bring up 4th down, Coach.
Well, he stepped up like they want. He put the ball right on the money. Denzel Doe, he's got to hold on to that ball.
Seventh punt. Meyer to punt. Webb coming up, and he calls a fair catch just shy of the 25-yard line. Wisconsin holding on to a 2-point lead with 8:05 remaining at Camp Randall. Tonight's Polaris hardest working player, Mike Taylor, 10 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. Badgers at home, up 2. Williams looking to get outside, and Taylor with his 11th tackle of the night.
Boy, the initial part of that run fake and that offense, there for a couple seconds, you don't know if the quarterback's got the ball, the back's got a ball. Doing an excellent job.
The pitch, Williams and Gilbert with the tackle. And it's going to bring up now 3rd down, and Keaton is down. Chucky Keaton, a quarterback out of Houston, Texas. And he's up. That is Adam Kennedy. He replaced Chucky Keaton last year and went 5-1 and threw for 11 touchdowns.
Lands on his shoulder, and you talk about David Gilbert, man, he closed a lot of ground there to make that play.
So Keaton out. And Adam Kennedy, a senior from Elk Grove, California. Junior college transfer out of San Joaquin Delta College. As I mentioned, took over for Chucky Keaton last year and won 5 straight. And went into the bowl game against Ohio and almost won that one. Tough spot here for Kennedy. Utah State 4 of 14 on 3rd down. Handoff, Williams, 3rd and short. Hemer there, along with Brendan Kelly. And it's going to bring up 4th down with 7:01 left.
It's been a game of missed opportunities on 3rd and short. I guess they're going to measure it, but I don't think he got it.
The Badgers have won 22 straight non-conference home games. The last time they lost here at home in a non-conference game was 2003 against UNLV. Here come the chains. It's going to come up short. It's 4th down. 6:58 remaining.
You know, as a coach, you know how bad you want to go for it right there? Oh, man. If you knew you'd make it, you'd go for it.
I've heard,
obviously.
You know what, though, Coach? Just within the last 24 hours, you've talked about some of those moments that you have had in your career where you say, oh, I want to go for it, and you don't.
One against the Badgers. Then I wish I would have.
I didn't want to bring that one up, Coach. A punt by Bennett, taken by Doe. 49-yard punt. Badgers up by 2 tomorrow. It's a top 25 showdown in women's soccer as the 11th ranked Penn State Nittany Lions host the 13th ranked Wisconsin Badgers. Coverage starts at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow on BTN.
By the way, you had a lot of fun at my expense with the secondary coach of Wisconsin, Ben Strickland. I just want to mention that.
Yes, well, I think Ben was a part of that play that you were just talking about.
I don't remember.
And talking to Barry Alvarez, he had mentioned how close you were on that specific day against the Wisconsin Badgers. As ball has to go off the left side and stacked up. He has over 100 yards, but they haven't been easy. 121 on 32 carries. Boje Fili-Moyatu. You have to hand it to this defense at Utah State because they know what's coming. This is a team. Gary Anderson said, look, they're going to run. We know they're going to run. Wisconsin says, hey, we're going to run.
Stop us. And they are.
Yeah. Second down and long. Gordon. And Gordon is brought down in a hurry after he is able to pick up 3 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down now.
I'm going to say it again. I am so impressed how well Utah State tackles. They're a well-coached, tenacious football team.
Badgers are 3 of 13 on 3rd down. Redshirt freshman Joel Stavi. Bunch formation, top of your screen. Stavi with time. Fires. Pass is incomplete. Jordan Frederick.
Well, you know, Stavi stood in there nice and tall, and you got to credit the offensive line and the backs to pick up that blitz. You got to catch that ball. It's right in your breadbasket.
Right in the numbers. However, it would have been just short of a 1st down. It's 4th down. Meyer, the punter. Webb is back. 4th and 7. Shanks it off the side of his foot. And it bounces out of bounds with 5:11 remaining. Anxious times here at Madison on a 23-yard punt by Drew Meyer. Mix extra point, a block extra point, and it's a 2-point game. And now for tonight's Verizon Key Connection. Chucky Keaton, Kerwin Williams, 6 catches, 78 yards, both career bests for Williams. Keaton back, and the quarterback for Utah State. Inside the 50. Great field position for the Aggies. Keaton on a keeper. Mike Taylor right there. Didn't bite. Mike Taylor, 5th-year senior last year, 3rd in the nation in tackles with 150.
Coach Anderson talked about Mike Taylor and Chris Barland. He says, good a pair of linebackers he's ever seen.
2nd and 10. Keaton. And Jacobs drops it.
You gotta like the play call. They faked the bubble. Chucky hung in there to see him, and then they hit the slant route wide open. Drop ball.
Utah State 4-15 on 3rd down. Big play here. 3rd and 10 from the 45. Keaton out of the pocket. Keaton firing, and the pass nearly intercepted by Marcus Cromartie. 4th down.
Well, I said it a couple minutes ago, partner. First team that blinks going to lose this football game. Going back and forth. Except one team's got the lead. Marty, nice defense there.
Utah State this half, 7 possessions, 6 punts. And they're going to be able to back up the Badgers right there at the 5-yard line. Bennett getting back Wisconsin with 4:16 remaining, and this is where Brett Bielema wants to see his offensive line. As he said, control the line of scrimmage, and for the Badgers that means the line of scrimmage you extend it 3 yards down the field. And you have Monte Ball, and Ball has had 32 carries for 121 yards. Joel Stavi, redshirt freshman. Derek Watt is the fullback. He's a redshirt freshman. This is a young Wisconsin team, only 9 seniors that are pivotal. And Ball straight up the middle.
You know, when you look at this game, the running attack, Matt, with the exception of the reverse or the end around, whatever you want to call it, it seems like all the runs have been tackle to tackle. There's nothing been stretching the outside. And they've not been making enough ground inside to keep on doing that. Field position is in Utah State's favor unless they move the ball.
33 carries, 124 yards. 2nd down. Ball clogged up and no place to go. And here it is. 3rd down now for the Badgers with 3:20 left. And if you're a Utah State Aggie fan, you think back to last week when they did against Utah in overtime, winning it 27-20. This is a team that has played a lot of tight games. 10 of Utah State's 13 games last season were decided by 7 points or less. It's the most in the FBS. 3rd down. Stavi looks to throw, pass incomplete. Intended for Reggie Love, and now a penalty marker is down.
Pass interference, defense, number 1, spot foul, automatic, 1st down.
You know, penalties have been a major concern for Utah State. And the 6th tonight. Utah State has committed 22 coming into tonight this season for 210 yards, the second highest total in the FBS. 1st and 10. Ball. And another penalty marker down.
Well, you know what that is?
Holding, offense, number 75, 10-yard penalty. We repeat, first down.
Each team with 6 penalties, and the offensive line has not been clean tonight. You see the hold there by Zach Matthias.
Yeah, he hooked him pretty good.
At 2:39 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Oh, it's 16-14. Utah State takes a timeout. Back after this. 2:39 remaining here at Camp Randall. Brett Bielema, 40-3 all time here. Gary Anderson and his team, he told us keep it close in the 4th, and that's exactly where he has it. 1st and 20 now for the Badgers. Stavi on for the transfer, Danny O'Brien. Ball turns it back upfield, and Ball belted at the 15. Brian Sweet there. Jake Dowdy with the helmet off has to leave for play. He is rocking the mullet big time, is Jake Dowdy. Going old school there.
Old school?
Yeah, well, old school for, you know, me, not for you.
Old school's crew cuts for me.
The mullet. Yeah, Mike Hall, he had a mullet. He used to rock back in the day. It is 16-14 with 2:37 remaining in the 4th. And Dowdy, former quarterback and a walk-on, and just a strong, gritty player, and has a tremendous amount of respect from his teammates. And Joel Stavi was 2nd and 14 for Wisconsin. Ball. 35 carries for 132 yards. Double tight end. Here's Ball. Trying to get outside. No place to go. Stacked up. There's Zach Vigil once again for Utah State. Timeout Utah State as they try to extend this game.
Well, you're right. You know, they're still trying to run the ball. At Wisconsin, that's what they think they do best, especially in this situation. But once again, that defensive line from Utah State, they got too much penetration. There's nowhere for Monte Ball to go.
Final timeout taken by Utah State.
Well, here you are. It's Matt, it's 3rd and 14. If you're Utah State, you think here's the ball game, baby.
From a defensive standpoint, what you've seen tonight from Utah State, what would you expect them to do here in this situation?
Well, I don't think they, at this down and distance, they don't have to throw the kitchen sink at them. I think, if anything, that they think that Wisconsin, if they're going to gamble Wisconsin and throw the ball, you're going to see one of those blitzes that they run where they disguise everything, then come with 4 men and play it safe on the back end.
Ball is at the 15. It is 3rd and 15. 2:32 remaining here at Camp Randall. Stavi. Handoff. Ball. And Kyler Fackrell there, along with Brian Sweet. Time ticking away. McCade Brady, a huge night defensively.
Great night. But that call right there shows you they don't have a lot of confidence in their offense, but they have a lot of confidence in their defense to keep them out of the end zone. Don't give up field position or give them the field goal right here.
Ninth punt on the night for Drew Meyer. As they continue to allow that clock to tick away. Webb calls for a fair catch. 45-yard punt, 1:38 remaining for Chucky Keaton.
You know, we've seen two big plays tonight. We saw the punt return by Dove for Wisconsin, and we saw the wheel route to Kerwin Williams for Utah State. Dare do they come back to that wheel route again?
Brett Bielema. Tonight a night of redemption for Wisconsin after what happened last week in Corvallis. Up by 2 with 1:38 remaining. Chucky Keaton. The Aggies 2-0 for the first time since 1997. Keaton, bundle of time, throws it out of bounds.
Well, they went with a spy defense right there. They only rushed 3, and they had a defensive player just right off the line to mirror Chucky Keaton in case he pulled the ball down. He had a lot of time, but nowhere to go.
2nd and 10. Keaton to the sideline. Chuck Jacobs. 1:27 remaining.
Matt, they've gone to their nickel defense where they take out a defensive end and they let Chris Borland play defensive end. He's a good pass rusher, but instead of rushing, all he's doing, he's spying on the quarterback.
3rd down. Keaton underneath. Chuck Jacobs again, and a 1st down. Up to the 50-yard line. Darius Hillary makes a tackle. They're going to spot it at the 49. Keaton throws it to the sideline. 1:13 remaining. Stops the clock. 2nd and 10 for Gary Anderson and his Utah State Aggies. Keaton, pass, incomplete. Intended for true freshman Bruce Natson. Coming up, the State Farm post-game show. Third and 10. Keaton out of the pocket. Keaton fires down the field, and the pass is caught by Utah State down to the 15-yard line. Cameron Webb, 36 yards. Chucky Keaton to Cameron Webb, 59 seconds left.
Well, they're only rushing 3. You see Chris Borland in the middle spying. They're not getting any pressure on the quarterback.
is under review. Replay official James Robinson. It's an official review. Has both feet in. With 59 seconds remaining. Cameron Webb.
And it was called a completion on the field. Don't forget that.
Remember, you need indisputable video evidence.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. We had a catch. First down, Utah State.
Wisconsin has won 22 straight non-conference home games. The last time they lost to UNLV, 2003. Utah State coming off of an overtime win against their in-state rival, the Utah Utes. And remember, this right here could quite possibly be a huge play in this game. The mixed extra point blocked by Utah State from the 15. Keaton across the middle. The pass is caught by Kellen Bartlett, and a flag is down.
Offensive pass interference, number 81. 15-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Penalties, we talked about the 22 in the first two games. They've been able to overcome that. 2-0 on the season. They're 7 for 65 yards here tonight.
Well, I was surprised at the call. Being in that situation, unless you don't have any confidence in your field goal kicker, I'm surprised that they threw the ball on right there.
It's going to be 7 for 70. From the 30. Keaton on a keeper. Keaton to the 20. David Gilbert drags him down with a Mike Taylor. Josh Thompson.
Wisconsin. They're first.
Has not attempted a field goal. Wisconsin takes a timeout. Surprised?
Yes, I am shocked.
With 29 seconds remaining. Don't forget to stay tuned for the State Farm post-game show immediately following our broadcast tonight. It is second down at the 20. Josh Thompson awaiting in the middle. That extra point that was blocked makes it a 2-point game. Badgers up with 29 seconds left. The sophomore, Chucky Keaton, up at the line of scrimmage, under center. Kerwin Williams, straight up the middle, and pushed back. And no place to go. And the clock continues to tick. They got to stop the clock. Keaton spikes it. And here comes Josh Thompson from Logan, Utah. The junior. This is the second ever meeting between Utah State and Wisconsin. In their first ever series matchup, Utah State won 20-0 here at Camp Randall Stadium, October 12th, 1968. 37 yards.
Wisconsin calls their second timeout. It will be 30 seconds.
Timeout taken by Wisconsin. Thompson, his career long 43 yards.
Well, you know, you call timeout to ice the kicker, but you also want to tell your defensive guy, be heads up. You don't know what they think of this kicker. He hasn't kicked any field goals. It could be a fake, but more importantly, don't rough the holder. You can't do that in this situation.
Thompson 6 of 10 in his career.
None bigger than this.
On his shoulders with 11 seconds left. 37 yards for the win. The kick is up. It is no good. What an effort tonight by Utah State. Coming to Camp Randall. This is a good football team.
Well-coached football team. Gary Anderson and his staff have done a tremendous job. Like you mentioned before, they said we'd like to just get close in the fourth quarter. They did. It came down to a kick.
Joel Staffy comes in relief of Danny O'Brien and Brett Bielema. And the Badgers hold on to win it 16-14. And Thompson, 37 yards, pushes it right.
Yep, he just pushed it right, didn't try to overkick it. It just didn't hook in there. Good snap, good hold, turn the laces.
The reaction, heartbreak, and exuberation for the Wisconsin Badgers.
And relief for Brett Bielema.
Absolutely. Monte Ball, 37 carries, 139 yards, and a touchdown. And the Badgers have won now 18 consecutive here at Camp Randall and 23 straight against non-conference opponents. Let's go down to Jay Wilson.
The idea is to win the game. You did that. You got a smile on your face.
It does. Good to get back in the win column. Obviously, give a lot of credit to Utah State. A lot of things we got to get cleaned up, but to get a win against a quality opponent, I think that's a great thing.
One real positive was your defense. They had 14 at half, and that's the way it stayed.
Yeah, you know, we didn't want to give up that one right before the half. Turn the ball over. That's kind of why we made the change with Staffy. We just got to be more protective of the football, but I like the growth the guys made to get a win. You know, it was a big deal. We'll take it, learn from it, go tomorrow.
But the offensive production still has to be a frustration.
Yeah, we'll work on it tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Brett.
Yep. Next week for Wisconsin, they'll take on UTEP. And for Utah State, a tough loss tonight, they have Colorado State. 16-14, the Badgers win it. This has been an exclusive presentation of the Big Ten Network. For Glenn Mason, Jay Wilson, and in our outstanding crew, I'm Matt Devlin. So long from Madison, Wisconsin. Let's go to our Chicago studio and Dave Rebson. Rever,